right? If you wait till a team starts delivering and winning tournaments to pick them up, you're late to the game. 100%.
Okay,
you got to pick them up when they're in the open qualifier finals and you see the potential. It's like investing in the prodigies early so that you get a better deal, right? It's too late now. You know, now you're gonna have to pay them the big bucks, but it's still worthwhile because here they are delivering against NiP, a team that has so much individual skill, that has massive backing, and they're already 1-0 up. This map ain't gonna be good for them. At least on paper, this should be NiP's. But when we come to the third, was it Haven? If I remember correctly.
Yes, yeah.
So I see them as having a big advantage when it comes to Haven, regardless of how this map goes. And I'm surprised to see that they're actually going with the same lineup as previously. Obviously, you'll see the bonk consistently mix up, and they like to change their lineups. So I'm surprised that they are still doing that, though, going down to the breach on Sayf. But bonkar actually, they took it. Oh, really mixing it up.
Well, a crazy back and forth at the beginning of this one. luckeRRR's being very careful there. Doesn't want to be taken down by any of the grenade damage coming through. Yacine very low on health, trying to play off the edge of this wall. Needs to be careful when it might pop and disappear, though. I like this from NiP. Push all the way around, go into elbow. Change things up a little bit. They take on Aron. And now Rhyme's on the flank as well. Easily getting it done. Only one more player to find. He runs straight into bonkar, but it's still a 1v2, and he's only got 21 health. NiP should grab this pistol round very comfortably now. bonkar still putting in work, though. He's looking to try and make it happen. That's not going to be enough. luckeRRR avoids it. There you go. Still goes down to the 1v1 regardless, but bonk, he tried to make it work. Not a bad pistol round, but NiP will secure it in a pretty confident fashion. And I was going to say here, Mitch, right, that bonk may be up 1-0. We've seen what happened last time, and NiP were dominant on bind. But for me, anything bonk can do now in extra rounds, extra damage is a proving point. If Sayf can have a really good game here, and you said about what bonkar was playing the Sova before, they're mixing it up. There's opportunity now for them to play into this. Now, Hip right now, still sticking to Killjoy. Do you think this is just going to be every map now? It's just Killjoy all the way. He's that confident with it.
Yeah, but the looks of it, that's the way Hip's going recently. It's all about the Killjoy. I'm a bit shocked, to be honest, at how they've mixed it up when it comes to agent composition. Like, Ziz is sticking over on the Brimstone, but Sayf has come off breach. I said he didn't really seem comfortable there on an eye test, and evidently he's not, because he's taking over bonkar's usual agent of Sova. Then everything else is sticking down to normality, but that swap up alone is quite confusing.
The push on forward, Aron hoping to get a chance. Oh, it gets a little bit close. He tries to make it work, but Rhyme far too fast. They're trying to play off the shorties, but Ziz already taking a lot of damage. They're just jumping around him. They're making it look very comfortable for NiP. No real problems at all for it for now. And bonkar here, well, that's kind of what you expect to happen. He's at a lot of disadvantages there, not just in weapons, but distance as well.
Yeah, I'm happy to see this. I'm happy to see players just swapping up their agent picks. I think it's a shame that obviously bonkar gets that 3k off the bat and they'll lose the pistol round, but here's where they get a chance to answer back. And straight away coming in with the operator play on Sayf. Again, I would love to see him play down towards a jet, and considering they're starting on the defensive side, there's definitely potential for that to come into play. You could avoid the likes of a breach, but they think the flashes are so valuable. Alongside the Raze, when it comes to attacking, they can actually clear out a lot of angles. What a fight by Sayf. Jumps through to the angle, and luckeRRR had no idea what hit him.
Sayf up to his old tricks again. This is the battle I wanted to see. This is what gets me excited. The operators going head to head. How much that will come down to overall, we'll find out later on. But at least in this round, bonk have a good advantage in it. Still looks to be focused on A, but there's plenty of time on the board for NiP. And they're not going to give away any information. No position to be found. Fearoth's going to go in for the extra information as well. But with Sayf being smoked out, they have a good idea of what's going on. Oh, Ziz just keeping himself hidden. No one's going to know he's here just yet. Will it be checked with another thing? A few shots going forward, and at least Rhyme does get tagged up. But bonk, they're going to have to get on the retake. They have the advantage from those shock darts. That starts off really nice. But CREA with a pistol. He sideswiped him. He's teleported up. They didn't expect it at all.
Grenade doesn't do a lot to him either. He's able to fall down. Good shot. Has the support, the TP for cover. This should be perfect. He saw the barrel. He knows where this player is, and already you can see Aron doesn't want anything to do with this 1v3 retake. And what you might have spotted as well was Hip put down his bot as well as his nano swarm on the spike itself. So as soon as the players came near, the bot hits them, it makes them vulnerable so they take double damage, and in the nano swarm he could just manually activate when he gets that sound cue and completely eradicate whoever went for the defuse.
So 3-0 for NiP. You said they were confident last time around anyway, Mitch. You said they had a dominant scoreline. How dominant can it be this time around? How much confidence could that potentially add here for NiP as well, right? Like, even though you came close to winning the last one, it didn't work out for you, lost it in overtime, you just bounce back and destroy them again when it comes to bind. Then going into Haven, where I just look at Haven a 50-50 for everyone, because I don't see one team that's just like, yeah, we wreck everyone on Haven every time, you know?
Yeah, no, I think I'm definitely with you on that one. And even when it comes down to attack defensive side, it tends to feel at least very 50-50. I'm trying to get the stats here. It's actually been quite attack-sided in this tournament, at least. But, again, we've had some... I feel like we've had a decent amount of close games as well. So, I wouldn't be too scared about saying, yeah, you probably realistically should favor the attacking side, considering the 3 lanes of attack and how big the map is. It's quite difficult to defend. But, yeah, for most teams, it does tend to be a bit of a mid-ground, a bit of a 50-50. Oh, the ults? Not one.
Bonkar trying to put that to work, but not much of an opportunity when you got the bucket at that kind of range. Sayf just running away, and rightly so. 5v2 with the spike down, and at this point, is this where you're saying, Mitch, like, this is where you just want to see him hide away, not fight it out? If they can get a weapon, great, but ultimately they don't want to give away an ult orb, which is exactly what just happened there.
CREA's got his ult online now, so at least anything else that he finds, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so because nobody on bonk has ults in play, I don't mind if they do want to play exits. It's really when you've got your ultimate up that playing an exit doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because realistically, if you die and you don't find any kills, you're going to give them an ultimate charge. You're not going to get any reward for it. And if you do get a frag, even saving the weapon is going to be quite difficult. You'll have money for the next round. And the economy doesn't play quite as punishing a role whenever you're on weaker buys. Although this one definitely has. And Sayf decides to play that one safe. Staying nice and passive. Putting it up 4-0 for NiP. And bonk, they need to start answering up. You can see already the double operator setup comes through. It's a semi-desperation. Definitely something that is viable. We don't see it too much on bind.
I do love it though on bind if you play it, say, like up in heaven or towards bathrooms, and then you can cover off short as well, and then you play one a bit more aggressive on B long.
I think a limiting factor for them not having a jet is some of those aggressive fights though. The fact that they don't have easy escapism on them. You have to commit some utility, like say a flash from breach, to be ready to fire through if they do get into trouble.
So NiP for now not going to push on the information they have. Oh, Bonkar expects him to be there. CREA gets slapped to start off with. Sayf's onto luckeRRR as well. Once again, winning that duel. Sayf being 2 for 2 against luckeRRR in the operator fights. Just in the nick of time. Now Bonk needs to hold on to this lead. They need to also keep it 5 alive. I need to see this being a very confident victory. Oh, a big miss coming out there from Sayf, though.
Yeah, he knew Hip was coming as well. What was curious about that opening fight, CREA saw there, they had the communication, obviously, because of the drone, that there were 2 players in hookah. CREA popped his paranoia, then teleports through to the left side, but completely whiffed the shots onto the player behind the box, even though they knew he was there. That fight going Bonk's way just sets them up massively for success. Rhyme's waiting for someone to come on out of hookah. They've cleared it out now with his teammate already coming through. You got to be obviously worried about anyone in towards the spawn peeking them. A heavy commitment to the ultimate. This should allow them to get that spike planted and get a little bit of a setup as well, which they need. Look at this though. Yacine goes right on through. One on the board, another almost. But he's lit up Hip. And although they've managed to detain one player, it's a 4 versus 1.
Poor Sayf, he's just like, come on, let me go.
NiP tried. He really did. He's already deployed his nano swarm at this point. They're going to just go in for it, and they're going to get that diffused nice and easy. I respect.
Finally a round. And it's a pretty convincing round. I think that's the main thing you got to see here from bonk. I said I would have liked 5 alive, 4 or 5. It makes perfect sense. It's just keeping your weapons, keeping yourselves high up, still keeping the double operator setup, which is very important for these guys right now because that's off the back of the win they've just got. They need to just push NiP back as much as possible here. And Hip needs to find his form, though. We've seen so many amazing rounds from luckeRRR over the events, Mitch. Time and time again when it comes to this map. If he does start to come online, it's going to be a big problem for him.
Yeah, he is on his handicap, though, playing
Oh, there we go.
Sage, but evidently not a problem for him.
2 for 1, but this time Sayf pushed up into him.
Aron's just going to fall back. Obviously, that any Sage to go for that. Raze! Whoa, that was a late peek by Aron. Swung right into Ryan. There was almost a second player around the corner as well. They know about the flank. They've heard the TP. And this one isn't looking good for bonk. The ultimates are online. Maybe the showstopper to be popped. Bonker's just holding on to his ultimate, not yet deploying it. I don't think that'll fully reach through the bathroom.
Oh! Yacine looking to do some more damage. Is it going to be their way they can find the entry? Yacine's doing more damage here. It's down to the 3 versus 3. bonkar hoping to find some success with it. Yacine pushing on forward. The grenades are going out. He spots a player on his right. Can't go in for the kill just yet. The paranoia's gone out. He's had to go into the pistol, but he gets slapped. And NiP, they stand strong still with 3 alive. And Ziz with the operator will just back away. He does not want to go and try this. It was a good attempt from bonk, but it was pretty much all Yacine.
That's actually devastating, Banks, because they committed so much to it. And I actually liked the approach that they had. So the Rolling Thunder was held onto over towards Heaven. They go for Showstopper first. Out they push. Yacine goes for that frag. He finds the first. Then they wait for the slow to fade away. When Yacine's able to move again, Rolling Thunder comes through the bathroom. But Yacine was delayed a little bit too much. I didn't see that, but maybe it was an extra slow. Maybe he was just a bit cautious.
He had the wall up, right, to start off with.
Right, okay, so that's obviously why he slowed down so much. Then the Rolling Thunder was in play, right? You call down the Hellfire, the Orbital Strike, right onto Lamps. That pushes Hip out into the open, but they missed the shot. And that one shot would have allowed the player from Spawn and Heaven to push into the site and pincer the players in the bathroom. But instead, they still have to deal with Hip. Hip finds one frag. Yacine's not quick enough in dealing with the bathroom players as well, trying to avoid the Rolling Thunder, and it's over. But that's 3 ultimates committed, Banks. 3. And they don't get anything for it.
Certainly painful for him this time around. Yacine wants to play a bit of mind games with it, and he does. He dominates Fearoth. Oh, I wish we would have caught that. Fearoth probably stood there like, huh? Grenade? Oh, Yacine? What do I do? Bonk mode, they do have the man advantage, but it quickly turns around. Rhyme is there, low on health, but he can grab the spike and group back up, be healed by the Sage. The revives come in as well, so they're back up at 5.
Careful there.
NiP's got control of the B site. You know what, it still throws me off every now and again when we go to bonk, or bonkar himself, and I think to say NiP. It sends my mind back a bit.
Way back when.
Oh, bonkar, all right. The spam comes through. Now it's game on. The retake is certainly possible. They don't have the ults in this one. luckeRRR is going to be flashed out, though, looking for the chance. Wants to get the shot. Oh, he misses it. Sayf jumps up. That's 3 for 1 now. Sayf winning out those operator duels. He jumps onto the Hunter's Fury. He's looking to deal some damage. He's able to tag up one of them. CREA's being pushed in here, and bonkar will win it out. A second round for bonk. They bounce back, and they'll be able to hold on to 2 operators, Mitch. Key for them in finding these successful rounds.
They're making it nice and competitive, Banks, not letting it fly all the way in favor of NiP. Again, really, if I'm bonk, or if I'm wondering what I want for bonk, 'cause obviously they're going to want to win the game no matter what, but I really want to just see them put up a fight. I want to see double digits from them and not get rolled. Because statistically, and based on history, this isn't a map that bonk should be winning. It's one that NiP should probably roll them in. But if you get a map win very tight that you had to come back into in overtime, and then you get 13-5 or 13-6, it can be very hard to keep yourself in that positive mentality, especially if the next map doesn't start off too well. So at least to make this one close will keep them just naturally in a very good mindset where they'll think, this is our worst map. This is a map that we should suck on, but we still put up a good fight.
Finding the positives in the negatives. That's what it's all about, Mitch. I like your style with that one. luckeRRR, though, he's not liking his own style for now because Sayf has been able to match him. In the actual duels they've had, just operator to operator, it's 3-1 currently for Sayf. But even that doesn't seem to matter that much in terms of the score on the board for now. Ryan got his nade pinned and ready, wants to throw it out. Aron's just going to back away and allow him to have site control once again. So bonk favoring the retake situation. CREA waiting, hoping. Ryan popping out the ult and he's going to have to be careful. He fires it off, but he won't find any success of it. He's still hanging around. He's looking to get into the fight. He might not expect two players. They're lining up for him and that was very scary. That was touch and go, and NiP are dominating him with the headshots at least. They've pushed up on it, and they forced bonk away again. So many saves having to come into play. This is the problem with this double op setup. So expensive, they just can't risk it. And if they're not getting there fast enough, right? If they're not getting there to stop NiP from getting into the site and they can't get a retake going early on, there's just no hope for them.
This is where I'd like to see the incorporation of the Cypher towards the A site and then allow for the 3-man stack on B, because it feels like NiP are pressuring, at least late in the round, pressuring the B site so much. And it's a fast play. It's not one where you can realize they're pushing and get the rotations on. It's one where you're just completely overwhelmed. So we need to see that, the adaptation of bonk to it. And so far that hasn't really been there. The operators obviously are good, but if you're smoked out, flashed, and they rush you, well, what can you really do? And they even managed to deal with a lot of the heavier utility that was used up. Like, Rhyme obviously had popped up his ultimate, went through with the showstopper. The flash from bonkar completely countered him because he thought that they were going to peek it, so he fired away. It was really smart use of the flashbang by bonkar. I don't think it was meant to land actually where it did. I think it was meant to land further out so it would flash the A site, and therefore bait him into that shot, but it worked out either way.
The B site, right?
Sorry, the B site. Yes, not the A site.
So that's an incredible flash that's got all the way to the A side. Elbow to A. Here we go.
It's a god tier lineup.
Well, Fearoth's trying to do a bit of lining up himself. Did a tad bit of damage. He's going to go scout out for some more information, but he'll find them in labs. The aggression. Oh, Yacine. Rhyme was ready and waiting for you. Some Raze on Raze action, and look at this once again. NiP are going to back away. They're going to push on to B. They've been having so much success here. Oh, this is just dominating. Ziz may have been able to find one, but NiP have just ran straight past him. Spike on the floor, and this might give him the chance. Oh, nicely done by Ziz. The fact that he has to get pushing him for the spike. Oh, he nearly manages to make it work. Hip on the flank, though. It's still a 2 versus 2. For bonk, they need to deliver this. These operator shots, they're relying on it so heavily. Sayf just moves on back. He's going to keep himself alive for now. But Aron's position, this is the big one. He's got a Vandal in hand. Oh, Rhyme plays it to perfection. And they're just going to scoot on away and head to A. Just in the nick of time.
Well, this has been an up and down round, that's for sure.
Yeah, back and forth, mate.
You had the usage of the lockdown to try and bait them into thinking it was the A site, but they obviously had Ziz in the perfect position to catch the spike. Now Sayf in a difficult position. He's hoping they peek him, and it looks like he might have gotten that opportunity, but they're lining up together. They swing. They know it's an operator they're up against, so that's no problem when they take the fight together. And with that, another round for NiP, giving them a 5-round lead and already a very successful attacking side. I mean, to get back into this one, bonk are going to have to turn up like we've never seen them before. And we know that Bind isn't a map they should win. We know it's not great, so I'm always going to put that caveat out there. But the fact that NiP are now starting to streak together so many rounds on the attacking side, this has got to be really beating the morale down of bonk, and I hope they're able to stay in that positive mindset. I want to see them pick up more rounds so we get a really nice meaty third map. I think no matter what, they should be delivering that performance, but as I said, it's hard to stay positive when you're getting stomped.
Communication is the key to success, alongside a lot of positive communication. Rhyme right now, he's dialed right in. He is completely feeling it. Kill after kill's been working out massively for him. You see this NiP are not overextending. It's like watching a different team, right? Compared to how they ended on Ascent towards the end to where they are now here on Bind. They're just playing what is normally sound, good commed Valorant. It's like backing away at the right time, getting the peak coming out. Yeah.
Not
Just
allowing
waiting
themselves
for it all to happen.
Not falling victim to these pistols like we saw from bonk on the attacking side, right over in the previous map. Just barreling forward, looking for the close range duels and giving them opportunities. Instead, it's a very tight game, and we complimented NiP because, let's be honest, you know, 3 weeks ago we wouldn't see NiP playing like this. Even on a map like Bind against bonk, I don't think they would be on this kind of form because they were making so many mistakes. But now, they're in a much, much better position than they were before. They're playing better, they're looking better, definitely a much cleaner Valorant. And this is why we were so critical. Again, if you guys were watching that previous tournament, the Allied Odyssey, we were consistently laying into NiP, saying that they should never be playing this way. And this is why, you know, they're capable of so much more than what we had seen.
Ooh. On the edge here, Mr. Bonkar.
I really don't think bonk is going to get a kill if he pushes out here. He has got I think he's got a shotgun, right? So, a bookie possibly. Yeah, he's got a bookie, so maybe when he opens that door, Hip could be caught off guard.
Here we go.
Still going to hit him.
Oh! It was all that build up just for him to go down really easily. I like the attempt. I'm all down for something like that. The bonkar right now, though, you're buying up again, but it's so tough. NiP are just outplaying you. They are far better at Bind. They certainly understand how this needs to be played out. You're just not seeing some of those small mistakes happen, right?
Yeah, we're definitely not seeing the same bonk that Yacine over on the previous map. But the thing is, obviously, it's just not a map they're comfy with. I mean, if you take a look at why, now they're adapting, right? They're putting the Cypher over towards the A site, but it feels like even the angles that they're taking, the fights that they're finding, never really put them in a comfortable spot. That nade followed Sayf through the TP. The little cluster afterwards pursued him. He's managed to spot out luckeRRR up close. They might look to deal with him. Because he's alone, coming out through toilets is definitely a possibility. Oh. But what a shot by Sayf, never mind.
How many times? I want a stat which is just Sayf versus luckeRRR at this stage. It may not matter what the overall score is for NiP, but bonk in this fight, that's where they're finding a lot of success. Yacine still manages to make it happen.
Got a manual martyrdom in play with that nade. They don't know that Aron is here. They didn't spot him out earlier. The cam's been heard. They know it's over towards the lamps, and they've dealt with it now. Hellfire comes down. Orbital strike. That's going to allow an opportunity for the swing to come through. Aron needs to be very careful on this one. He's in a little bit of danger. They've spotted him out, but Ziz through the smoke. Oh, no, it's Aron. Given free reign. They knew he was there, I thought. It looked like it.
Yeah, maybe they fought and then just went up against it. Oh, they're lining up for him. So close. He's done a huge amount of damage. bonkar now needs to swing on it, and that's exactly what he does. Great use of abilities. They come back into the round. It was very back and forth, and the aggression that bonk showed. But it's only 3 on the board. They have to get this 4th, Mitch. Last round is an absolute must. And do they have an operator in play at all? No, they don't. Oof. Bulldogs, Vandal, and Phantoms.
Bonker push to the Bulldog. Still a very good weapon. I love it. Honestly, I think the Bulldog, again, I'm not saying it is the best rifle, but I think it feels the best. It's the most satisfying to use when you hit that triple burst and land the heady after heady. Oh, man. Tingles me.
Yeah, I get you. I get you with it.
but only ADS'd. I don't think I've ever sprayed it hip fire. Too slow. Coming into this final round, the penultimate of the half. Bonk. Ooh, they've lost Yacine. Big death to take straight away. Sayf's managed to get an ult orb, so he's now fully stacked up with the Hunter's Fury ready to go. And with a stun, if they stun down and then Hunter's Fury, that could be dangerous, but he's taking a fight.
Oh.
Never mind.
Not ideal. Bonker's trying to even up the numbers. Ziz is helping him out as well, but Hip continues to push on forward. NiP looking for control. They've had so much success at the B site over and over again. Bonk have struggled to hold on. And look, they're just ready and waiting. Easy shot for Fearoth to hit. Now it's only Aron that remains, and not even just in this game, he's been struggling throughout this tournament to really change up the play for his team.
You should run.
Starts off with one, got his ult on play. Looks to try and tap him up. He's got the information here at least. Is it going to work out? Straight up onto it, one more to find. But it's ticking so fast already. Oh no!
What? Why didn't he destroy it? Why didn't he destroy it? It was right behind him. What was that?
I think he just gave up on the time. He was just like, you know what? I am so unlucky. GG.
He's seen too many Reddit posts saying that Killjoy is useless, and he was like, oh, no, don't worry about lockdown. Doesn't matter.
I can run away from lockdown, right? Try telling that to all of us stuck in quarantine right now. You ain't running away from that anytime soon.
Only 2 days left for me, Banks. And I can live my life again. Looking forward to it.
What do you mean? So you're going to do the same stuff you do anyway? So it's not really going to
sit
change
inside.
anything, Mitch. Yeah.
But then I'm allowed to go outside. I'm not going to, but I'm allowed to, and that's what I'm after.
There's the difference.
And we got another tech pause coming in towards this start of this half. Just take a look at the scoreboard there. Rhyme's been playing like a madman, not just on the Raze, but previously over there on the, I think it was Sage he was playing before. Like,
oh yeah, he's looked good.
Mm-hmm. Looks solid. Yeah, it was Sage in the previous map, 23 kills. Actually, I can grab the stats. Hold on. You said you wanted to see a head-to-head duel, right?
Yeah.
Between luckeRRR and Sayf.
Come on, give me the magic information.
So,
from what I was trying to track in my head, it looked like Sayf was just wrecking.
On the previous map, from what I'm seeing, it was actually luckeRRR got
on previous. I'm on about this map. Yeah,
I can't see this map, but on the previous one, luckeRRR got 2 kills against Sayf, and Sayf got 7 against him.
See,
so
it's been more of the same this time around, I'm sure. Even with Bonk getting bonked.
Again, if you guys are watching at home and you're thinking, oh, well, like, surely Bonk got lucky the previous map, right? They're going to get stomped out, NiP win this easy 2-1. I wouldn't say that. If you're only just joining us, we've been saying it from the start, that this is a map that really isn't that solid for Bonk. If you take a look down through their history, like they do not play this map a lot. So let me just give you the quick stats on this. Haven, they've played 13 times. Split, 10. Ascent, 10. Bind, 3. And of those 3 times, they beat Party Pirates the first time they ever played it. This is, I'm going back nearly 2 months at this stage. And then the other 2 games, they lost 13-4 to NiP and 13-5 to G2. And they haven't played it in 27 days. So they really don't like this map.
But considering there's only 4 maps, maybe you start to practice it a bit, you know? I'm not really down for this whole excuse that, oh, we don't need to practice all the maps, you know? It's like, come on.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. They definitely do need to practice it and get up on it. But what you're seeing at the moment is NiP trying even a new setup, having hit through on the Killjoy pretty consistently delivering. And it's proven to be absolutely no problem for them adjusting to playing on any map with it. But for Bonk, they're still on the same setup that they've been on Bind the previous time we saw them play. Just 2 agents swapped between players. And evidently they haven't found their comfort zone in any of their scrims.
Well, can Bonk find some comfort in this pistol, or will it be more of the NiP show? It started off that way as bonkar's fallen. I see at least one jump through the teleporter for now. They're going to try and get their skates on towards B. Yacine up front, but he's already been tagged off. Oh, the turret doing some horrible damage to him, delaying his push on. NiP, though, they can strike off the back of this. Is exactly what they're going to do. The paranoia was up, but Yacine, it doesn't even matter for him. Him and Sayf are putting in the work, but is it going to be enough? They're very low on health. And NiP come through with headshots galore. Only Ziz remaining. He's stuck. That's not going to work out. 10-3. Then if you bonk, do you just go for a risky buy-up on this one?
You're so far behind. I mean, it's definitely something you could go for. I'm happy either way, really, whatever you decide on. On the attacking side, I'd probably lean more towards an eco and a fast play. But there's definitely the viability. We've seen it again and again by teams like G2, by Liquid, coming out and grabbing the likes of a Marshall alongside pistols. Bonker, he bought a shorty for a second. I think he might have thought he was on Jet. Typically on the attacking side, you know, if you're taking an eco, a Jet will find a shorty, and that's about it. It's the El Clasico biobanks. Nobody else has got anything to work with. I wonder where they're going to deploy that ult orb. So there was a smoke down that they could have picked it up in. And I think probably, you know, if you manage to get an ult orb in a round like this, that's a win. You've only got classics, so you'll take any benefit that you can find. And it's going to be Yacine that takes it. Then they're going to go over towards bathroom, and they're going to try to take this ult orb. It's already been nicked up, though, they've noticed. So that TP is just going to be a long run around for Yacine back towards the B site.
I'm just struggling to see what bonk could do here, Mitch. I'm out of options for him. Not just in this round, but against NiP, who looks so good on bind. The teleporter players are all going to come in. Fast and Furious heading into the A site, but is it going to be enough? Rhyme is there. He only has the ghost anyway, so it's not too much for them to deal with. The flash is going to go out, but Hip pretty much turns away from it successfully. The shock dart also following through. Some long-range damage trying to come in, but it's not going to work out. And now on bonk, they need to bring that same A game they had towards the end of Ascent if they want to at least make this competitive. But already NiP are just one round away from map point to take us to a third, which will be Haven.
NiP have clearly done a lot to their game ever since the Allied Odyssey, where they lost versus G2, Liquid, FPX, and Liquid again on this map. They came through in this tournament 13-0'd big, and I feel like they've always done well versus the mid-tier teams. Like, obviously beating big, they destroyed BBL on this map as well. Giants was a little bit closer, even with a lot of mistakes. And then, as I said, bonk 13-4 last time they played.
Oh, CREA gets super aggressive. The wall goes up in the end, but it was a little bit too late to save him. And Yacine, he's already marched on into the site, but look at the Killjoy being activated. A lot of damage being done, but bonkar wants to stand strong for a bit longer as he comes through. Oh, bonkar, you didn't expect the turret to still be hiding there. Hips in the back lines, and actually, he could be the one to still make this work. But now, are they starting to second-guess themselves? Do they stick together as a two and try and fight this off, or now that information is going to be passed on? Ziz took a couple of shots. And the fact that the turret is still able to just stand there and be a nuisance.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that after the game, what I think should happen with the turret, but... Oh, look at the damage done. Ziz, he's on the headshot angle, though, and almost manages to deliver, but Rhyme quick on the headshot. The time is still decent for Aron, but he's surrounded, and in the end, the Ghosts managed to turn him into one. 12-3. NiP, they're on map point. This is a map that favors them massively, as we said, but Haven, come on, let's just get there. Let's just go, because it's 50-50 banks. It's a coin flip between these two teams, and I'm sure some people are going to be sat there going, but bonk getting destroyed. I guarantee they're going to look a lot better on the next map.
The thing here, which is very scary, is luckeRRR's not had an incredible game, and yet he was been the difference maker for this team over and over again. And Hip, right now, is just playing pretty normal. Like, nothing too special, nothing fancy.
Yep.
Certainly learning to use his abilities a bit better, as we see across all of this. So if those two start playing their A game, oh god, bonker in for a world of hurt. Nice use of the ult, but it's not going to connect. He tried to make it happen. Bonk, they're getting destroyed at every angle. They're managing to hold on for now. That was looking so good for NiP. Luck is going to try and turn this around. He misses a critical op shot. He's going to go in for some more. Still lands it onto Aron, but Yacine comes in to sideswipe him one.
Bonk's still a lot of work to do. It's not over by any means. They've got to even get that spike down. It's being planted at the moment. Not much they can do to deny it. The shock dart's doing some decent damage. That's a double bounce. And look at that. Look how low everybody is.
Huge amount of damage. The retake is certainly possible. Hip starts it off. They want to push on this now. Even though their location's being revealed, it doesn't seem to matter. NiP, large and in charge. They're battering them back. Fearoth onto Sayf. Ziz is the only one alive. He does have the operator. He hears them trying to bait it out. Oh no, the turret placed in front of him. He's got to try and deal with it, but Fearoth lands the headshot. It's 13-3. They've done it one round better. And we'll be going to Haven as we even it up 1-1.